Hello, welcome to another Tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and I am bringing you a redo today. It was done a little while back in August. The original, which is what you're looking at, the creation of right now, was done in 2016. It's called In the Country. This was a study for 10 by 14, which I did not redo, but who knows, I might do that at some point because I really like the changes I made to this painting, and I actually really liked the painting. So the redo portion was a lot of subtle shifts, not anything major like painting out passages or anything like that. So sit back and enjoy. And as you can see, back in 2016, I was working on a burnt sienna toned panel. That would have been pine ply. I still have a whole box of those, so every now and again I'll break those out. It wasn't until about 2 years ago or so I kind of made a switch to the raw umber from the more red tone. Raw umber, I mean burnt umber from the more red tone. Burnt umber has got a lot of red in it. It's quite, I mean, you could consider it a red, but it ain't this red, you know. Anyway, just thought it'd be nice to plop something on the channel that wasn't 3 hours long. I know when I'm clicking around on the old YouTube, I see, oh, 3 hours. I go, oh, okay, well. Funny enough, I might do the same if it's too short. You know, it says 2 minutes or something. I might give it a pass. But if you were thinking of giving that a Nessa pass because it's 3 hours long, my recommendation would be to don't be silly because it's really a cool study of a very cool painting, and it's not like there's anything extra in there. Maybe a little bit where I talk about color mixing and things, but you pretty much just see stroke for stroke, the struggle, right? Struggle has negative implications. I don't mean it was a negative experience. It was very positive, actually, and came out really nice. And yeah, hopefully you won't be too daunted by the 3 hours, and other people won't be daunted by the 3 hours. But that's one of the reasons why I sped everything up for 4 years, 5 years. I don't even know how long now. Because I figured people just don't have that threshold. But whatever, I'll give you both. So In the Country, based on a scene, probably a New Zealand scene. It looks like it is to me. The countryside out here is quite lovely, and not many people. I don't see many people painting it. When they do paint it, they've got a tractor in there, or it's a portrait of a cow or something. I don't know. I just like, give me a dirt road and a clump of trees. I'm pretty happy. We'll get some emotion up there in the sky, and we'll have fun. But yeah, I should actually. You could find. I mean, it won't be this fast, but I'm sure I shared this on the channel before. So I mean, you could just type In the Country if you wanted to hear what I had to say back then. But it doesn't matter. I don't know. I think one of the things you'll notice in this one is like I'm thinking sky holes more than I ended up with. So that again is this is a struggle. The struggle between the reference and doing what's in the reference, and then doing what works for an oil painting. So yes, very interesting. Hey, thank you to those of you that have been visiting my website and donating and stuff. It's really been very encouraging, and it definitely makes me feel good for sharing all the stuff I do here, and it's just nice to know it's reciprocated. And I guess that's enough said about that. Well, if you can't do any of that, you can still like and comment. You can comment. You could say, "Hey, Mike, what kind of brushes do you use?" I'll say, well, actually, it looks like I might be using Grand Prix in this one. I don't know. That's not a Robert Simmons Signet in my hand. Gosh knows what it is. I don't think I have it anymore. Interesting. Every now and again, different brushes, because I'll try things. I'll go down to the art supply store and try different things. And I can work with almost anything, to be honest, as long as it's a quality brush. Even if it's a crap brush, I can make a painting. Anyway, yeah, I like to philosophize a bit more on these 15-minute videos. I mean, you've got the blow-by-blow stuff in the live videos. I'm not... Well, a bit of philosophy there too, maybe, but... Uh, not only that, I like to kind of update on the studio situations. So, yeah, mostly what's been going on in the studio has been shared live. I felt like getting into a few more past masters. Did that vertical sort of a bright one, which you'll see on the channel, and yeah, that looked like that was fairly popular. I wasn't surprised. I know people like color. The monochromatic ones didn't do super great, but yeah, I have to be honest with you. I won't say I don't care, because I do care, but I have to say that what I share on YouTube and how I share it is a direct byproduct of what's going on in the studio. And like, for example, a 3-hour video, you could say, well, geez, Mike, you could edit it down, you could have skipped some chunks. And it's like, to be honest, anytime I've seen a painting demonstration and they do that, I'm like, ooh, I really wanted to see that chunk you skipped. What did you do there, And that's one of the reasons I've never done any skipping. I just speed it up. YouTube's got a slow down feature. It's on that bar, just kind of where my fingers are there. Have a look around there if you're not aware of that. And that also, there's a speed up feature, which you could still take in that 3-hour video but sped up. I mean, I'd just be a little bit chipmunked, but it wouldn't be too bad, and you could certainly slow it down at passages. I really debated putting up a video that long, but what am I going to do? I could play games like cut it in half, but I know how it'll work. People will see, a lot of people will see the first half, and a lot of people will drop off in the second half, and I figure, well, just let everyone drop off that wants to drop off from the 3-hour. I mean, or you could get bored or decide you want to watch MacGyver on Hulu. I could be watching MacGyver right now. I'm watching this guy burble as he creates yet another painting. Yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting time we live in that we can share like we do. Visit landscapepainter.co.nz. You'd be glad you did. I have a store there. You could buy a painting there. They are awesome. Ask anyone that's bought one. I've never had a complaint. I love them. Gosh knows. That's why I make them. And all that's been going pretty well. I've been, making some sales here and there. It's always good because, I make the paintings. And so I've only got so much room. Oh, that's me dog barking at people with their cars. Anyway, today is December 22nd, 2019. Looks like we're going to be moving into 2020 real quick. Isn't that amazing? Just seems like it wasn't that long ago. It was 2010. It really wasn't that long ago. It seemed like it was just 2000, and well, here we are getting older, and that's actually, one of the reasons I paint. It's like our memories change, our experience of life changes, our health deteriorates. He laughs, right? But the paintings, they're still paintings. They're still there. It's amazing. And one of the fascinations for me is like in capturing, and I've been videotaping my work since, I think it was mid-2014 or something like that. That captures the linear process. But once the painting's done, it's not a linear thing anymore. It's an object, right? It's a particle and a wave. Whoa. Whoa, Mike. Oh, you're blowing your minds, right? No, it's mostly a particle. But, hey, let's think about it, the light's hitting it, and that's a wave, right? It's bouncing off, hitting your retina, making an impression. It's a pretty cool phenomenon, and so many things that as moderns we take completely for granted. We don't even realize that people lived so differently. Not even that long ago, I was having a conversation with a friend, and I think we calculated how many generations there'd been in 5,000 years. It was like, I don't have that calculation handy, but 200, 260 generations, something like that, that's 25 years, right? Do the math. Not that I did a very good job, but whatever the actual number is, it wasn't that long ago. If you consider a generation to be every 25 years, I mean, that's 8, 9 generations since the beginning of America. People used to really, if they wanted something to eat, they had to grow it or trade for somebody who did grow it. Yeah, you didn't go to the grocery store and buy a chicken, a rotisserie chicken. You had that chicken in your yard. You had to go out, kill the poor thing, and cook it up, or have your wife cook it up, or whatever. Nothing was easy. You worked. And if you were a painter, you were lucky enough to be a painter. Usually you were working for very wealthy people. You weren't working for the guy that was getting up at 6 and going to bed at 8 and getting up, or gosh knows, he's probably getting up earlier than 6. What am I thinking? Just working from the moment they got up to the moment they fell into bed, just to survive. Those people usually didn't buy paintings. They might have had an etching or something, and even that stuff is very recent. All of this is so recent, and we kind of went skipping by the area where almost anyone could acquire a painting or enjoy it, to an era where you can have a giant monitor up on the wall displaying you art that's in incredible resolution and color fidelity. Not that great though. They're still not perfect. Let me tell you why. Okay, that OLED thing. I have an OLED TV, and the reason I bought it, I didn't even know what OLED was, but I knew when I was in a TV shop that black was really nice, was really good, much better than all the other TVs doing their impression of black. But you can't have an image frozen on one of those for 8 to 10 hours a day, because you'll get burn-in. But they'll solve that, and we'll have more and more just digital things on the walls instead of actual paintings. But I have to say that I spent a lot of money on photographic equipment. I have a very, very expensive lens I use to photograph my paintings, and the detail is etched from corner to corner. The color fidelity is immaculate. And, I can use those images to make prints, or, put them up on the internet, or what have you. But none of them is the actual painting. All of them are facsimile of the painting. The painting is an object. The painting is something that, whoa, I hope I didn't mess up. Looks like I did. Looks like I got my order wrong. It's okay. I can just ignore that. I'll just flip the two before I burn the video. Yeah, because you're seeing, yeah, right. Anyway, I haven't been talking much about the painting process anyway. And if you're watching this, you're new to the channel, and you're going, why don't you just talk about the painting, Mike? I recommend you just click on the name there. I think this is Michael McCarthy, and go to my channel, and wherever you see the word live in capitals, that's all I'm doing, is talking about the painting, the colors, how I'm painting, what I'm doing, what colors went into it, what brushes I'm using, what medium I'm using, why maybe I even picked out that reference, what I'm watching out for in the reference. Lots of times to share the actual reference. There's a lot of sharing going on, so this video is not so much about that. And I'll tell you the other thing is, you can always just put it on mute and put on some rockin' tunes. You could put on, say, Foreigner Double Vision. Just think about that. It would be pretty cool with this video. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're getting fairly close to the end. Yes, I've been burbling and rambling, but that's the point of this video. We got 15, 16 minutes to share together. Thank you for joining me. I will have a few more videos before the end of the year, so I won't say Happy New Year yet, but Merry Christmas. How about that? don't think I'll have much out before Christmas, and you take a little time off. Enjoy that Georgia Nest video. You treat yourself, you know. Take a little break from old Netflix and their smorgasbord of horrible programming. I had to drop mine. We liked them for a long time, but I really don't like the kind of stuff they're putting out these days, especially all the, I don't know, sort of dark horror stuff. It really is. I don't mind wholesome horror, but whatever. That's a topic for another time. I'm actually just kind of filling up space at the end of the video. I was considering at some of my end of my videos I'm working on an album with a friend of mine from England, so I might start putting up those songs just at the very end after the credit thing that comes up, so maybe just stay tuned for that. You never know. It's worth hanging out. Anyway, till I see you again, which will be real soon with another video, please take good care of yourself, your family, your loved ones. Love your enemies, forgive them, and try your best to stay out of trouble.